You are most welcome to BTM Health every single Friday, 8 to 9 p.m. with me, Kamara Daniel. And as usual, this show mainly entails the health conditions, health prevalences, and all the statistics that would love to know in relation to your health, because your health is really a priority. And tonight, the main topic is about food security. Food security brings a very, very big impact to the country's economy. In the case of food shocks, that brings food insecurity. Food insecurity has proved to be one of the causes of malnutrition, and actually, according to the global report, it shows actually that 155 million children are stunted, while 52 million are also stunted. This is literally because of food insecurity, and this has been actually common in Karamoja region, and this report was established in 2019. So literally, food security is one of the good topics for us to discuss on BTM TV. You can follow us on our streamed platforms, Facebook pages BTM Health, Kamara Daniel, Twitter pages Kamara Daniel 3, and you post your comments. We shall be able to read them from here, and also you can give us your view on what you think the country could also do about food security. In the studios tonight, I bring to you Kajim Lawrence. He's a nutritionist, agriculturist. He's an expert, as you all will be knowing and hearing from him, and we'll be discussing with us about food security, what the country has done, what are the partners that are very, very important in such area of food security. Mr. Lawrence, you are most welcome to BTM Television, and our viewers tonight really want to know what food security means, how this food security impacts the nutrition of the people. You are most welcome. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Kajim Lawrence Chibirige. I'm a nutritionist, and I'm also a food scientist and an agriculture scientist as well. So matters of food security. Food security is defined as it's a concept, and it deals with the presence of food. It can be physically, it can be economically, or it can be socially, but it should be available at all times. Okay. This doesn't matter when, where, household, community, nation, it should be available at all times, and it should be safe and nutritious. Okay. Whereby when you deliver it into you, it can also provide you with energy to do your healthy needs, to do all what your body requires to do, and for you to pursue what you require to do every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Mr. Kajim Lawrence has just given an overview about food security. But usually food security, it's a long process that actually cuts across from an individual, community, and the country itself. So, Mr. Kajim Lawrence, what are the impacts of unobserved food security?
Unobserved food security will lead to insecurity of food insecurity. Okay. Let me say, and food insecurity, as we know, it begins not at it can begin at any stage, but it will cause a major impact if it begins right at childhood. Okay. Like for example, child wasting or undernourishment or underfeeding in children can impact the community as the child grows. Okay. or proceeds through development and growth. Like for example, as we grow as children, we are expected to be we have roles we are supposed to play. We have to be labor. We have to provide labor. We have to be like useful people into the community. But statistics has proven that if a child is undernourished, that child won't be able to provide the labor they would have provided. And sometimes we find out that most of them are even lost due to mortality. They die even before they reach that time they can incur labor to the country. Oh. So that particular death that they go to causes losses to the government, in a way that you find out that those people would have provided labor, useful labor, and in that you know that each particular activity that we do as individuals includes something, however small it is, to the government. And the government then gives it back to us. Okay. In terms of infrastructure, in terms of improving services, Yeah. So if children are lost to that extent due to undernourishment or due to food insecurity, this will lead to economic losses, not only to the household, but to the country at large. But not only that, Kamara, also if you look at this food insecurity, bringing up or raising a child who has been like underfed or who has gone through the effects of food insecurity, this is stunting or wasting or undernourishment, you find out that these children even don't perform well in class.
Okay.
Yeah, they skip grades, they miss grades. And also they are likely to be affected by diseases like anemia, respiratory diseases. So in that case, you find out that they are going again to cause economic losses, not only to the nation, as I earlier said, but also to the stakeholders. These are the parents, the government as well, the education sector, because if a child keeps on repeating a class, that means you're supposed to push in more resources for that particular child to make it to the next class or to pass through that particular level to another level. You have to double the resources actually.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Kajimu Lawrence. Once again, those who have just joined us on BTM Television, it's me, Kamara Daniel, and we are discussing about food security. Food security is one of the important aspects to proper nutrition. You know, literally when we come to nutrition diagnosis, assessment, and other aspects of life, without considering where these people get food from, the crop production, if agricultural backyard gardening is being done, it's one of the important aspects that we should look into as a country before we come back to the main nutrition anthropometry. So Mr. Kajimu has been explaining actually how the country and the economic losses have been incurred due to food insecurity. So Mr. Kajimu, do you think actually food security is important in the families? Because you've talked about the undernourishment of the children and others. What are the recommendations, at least for a family, to be food secure?
Now, for a family to be food secure, they should first of all understand their roles as individuals in each particular family. You find out that as a man in a house is the one who controls the resources, and he's the one who also deals with the distribution of money. So I don't know if it's lack of information that is within families, or it's poverty, because it's one of the causes of food insecurity. But as per now, the family stakeholders should understand that the impact of food insecurity in a family, and they should be able to find ways of making sure that food is available in diversities that can render those nutritious the nutrients to the children, the nutrients to the family themselves, the mother, the father, the children, so that they can be productive in a way that is useful to the family and a way that is useful to the nation as they grow. So in this case, I will say that the father, as the one who controls resources, should make sure that the resources are enough to subdue food that can provide carbohydrates as the sources of energy, the proteins as the ones needed to build the body and to repair cells, or even for the better growth of the child, the vitamins for their good health, the minerals, and all the necessities that are needed to grow. So the family should make sure that all the food necessary for one's betterment is available and is in place for them to live a healthy life.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kajimu Lawrence, for the good explanation about this question. And literally, we encourage you to follow us on our Facebook pages, BTM Health, at our Twitter pages, at Kamara Daniel 3, and post your questions, your comments, and we shall be able to read them in the studios, and also give us your view, your thought about food security. We are going for a short, quick break. When we return, we encourage you to follow us once again and be able to be with you.
Welcome to Merita Christian Junior School, Mukono, Kiwanga, Namamve. It is well equipped with the best teachers, both day and boarding plus daycare. It is fully registered by the Ministry of Education and Sports. We have a UNEB center number. At Merita, we have an enriched curriculum which emphasizes practical lessons like games and sports. We prepare our children to suit the new curriculum at secondary. We also teach our children various languages that help them to ease communication worldwide at a friendly and affordable fee for every parent. We are located in Kiwanga, Namamve, Mukono, off Jomai, Ginger Road. For more information, please contact us. Merita Christian Junior School, Work and Merit.
Are you doing business? Is it on small scale or large scale? Do you want to reach a wider audience of potential customers? BTM TV is supercharging your business at very affordable prices. Grab the opportunity and advertise with the fastest growing channel and tap into our vast audience. Find us at Aga House Level 2, Mawanda Road, Kamocha, or our social media platforms at BTM TV, or call us on 0755 823 228 or 0793 001 858. BTM, we transform.
You're most welcome from a short, quick break. Indeed, it was too short. This is literally to refresh on your mind, to make you alert of the current topics and where we shall be going, so that you always follow us and actually you don't get lost. So now we're going to discuss about no hunger or zero hunger. It is a sustainable development goal number 2 according to the global plans and WHO. So what does actually this no hunger imply to food security in your own perspective?
In my perspective, no hunger is dealing with the fact that, as you've said, it's global. We are finding, okay, there are ways that are being put in place, or steps that are being put in place to make sure that countries that are being affected, especially in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, you look at countries like continents like India, Asia, it looks like processes or stages that can be put in place to make sure that the effects, the negative effects of food insecurity are tallied down.
Okay. Yes.
In ways like improving agriculture, improving production, improving the quality of foods that are being produced, okay. Their safety, their stability, their bioavailability in ways that they can release nutrients in a safer, better way, that the body can pick them up and utilize them.
Okay.
And majorly that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the country of Uganda, Rwanda, at a point will reach on no hunger for all the regions and the areas we have in Uganda?
I think it can. It can, but it will take time. Everything takes time. Reason being,
I have not gotten the statement.
Reason being, right now there are steps actually that the government has put in place to make sure that we tally down food insecurity. But as you know, food insecurity just comes about due to very many causes. Some of them are, like, for example, economic shocks. Climatic shocks, like for example what happened sometime back in Kasese, if you can relate, floods, then climatic shocks also, like what's happening in Karamoja, Kabong, like what's happening in Moroto,
okay,
and also the climatic changes, okay, whereby nowadays it's too dry, Like you find out that where I come from, Kamara, people even due to these short rains, people had even plowed, and you find out that their crops are stunted. They are not now. Imagine a farmer who has planted acres and acres of land that were to feed nations, a lot of people. So then you look at things like poverty in people. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, when the Ministry of Finance, Planning and when the Ministry of Economics, Planning and Finance, Development, okay, released a report about poverty, the rate of poverty in the country right now, and it said that the rate of poverty has actually reduced. But for regions like Acholi, regions like Karamoja, actually those people are still
so literally it is still a dilemma for Uganda to achieve no hunger or zero hunger. And that's why actually we are on a call tonight on BTM television, that once actually you experience such food shocks or challenges in concern to food security, kindly we want to identify our agencies, which are other agencies that actually could help in the management of food insecurity, which are partnering organizations that could Uganda partner with, so that we can have a no hunger at least by 2030.
Actually, they are here. They are here. They are already helping. You find out that the United Nations is already at hand, because you find out that at times where we are facing emergencies and crises, those particular NGOs come about. They come on board to help. So you find out that we have the UN, the United Nations, then we have the World Food Program, then we have the Red Cross. I remember the Red Cross coming up at Kasese when those when those climatic shocks happened, the floodings and so on, and
at those nutrition emergencies where I find it is unexpected that brings a verge of crisis or leading to death, or it is life-threatening. So usually many organizations, they come up in such areas, right? Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Renz Kajimu. Once again, it's we, us, or us, the studios of BTM Television. And globally, it is estimated that 45% of the death in children are under 5 due to undernutrition. Undernutrition, usually, this is for children, and actually that are less than 5 years, and most of these children die due to food insecurity. Mr. Kajimu, what brings food insecurity at the household level? For example, in my family, for example, take for example, maybe I have 2 children, or 5 children, and 1 wife. What can be the causes of food insecurity at a household level?
Poverty, that is number 1. Because you find out that, as I earlier told you, food insecurity is caused when not only when one cannot access food, but also when you can access food, but food limited to given nutrients. Okay. That means you deprive your body of certain useful nutrients for it to perform as it would have performed. Okay. You get it? So sometimes it's poverty, because someone cannot diversify what they feed on. You find out that in Uganda, some families actually feed on posho and beans from Monday to Monday. You get it? So poverty is one. Then unemployment, which also will lead to poverty. Then lack of information in families. You find out that most people don't know actually what to feed their children when. You find a father is eating eggs, depriving them depriving them from their from the children, from their wife. You remember those culture
I understand.
Yeah, we used to have.
Okay, now culture and beliefs is one of the causes of
exactly. So you find out that the other family members, apart from the family head, they're deprived from what? From those particular foods. And you find out that also resource control. Resource control is also one. You find out that a father, instead of rendering land to the family, to the children, and to the wife to use for production, he is instead selling it. Oh. This one would reduce the surface area on which the family would actually produce food, that they would feed on, or actually produce food that they would sell out and acquire money that they could use to diversify on what they're feeding on.
Okay.
You get? Then also another thing would be the politics. However much you own, you might own resources, but it's the politics that controls these particular resources.
Politics in which way?
You
in
find
my family, for example,
exactly.
The household.
Exactly. You find out that you own land, you grow crops, you want to sell them, but the prices are determined by the government, or the prices are determined by the people in power. You get what I'm saying? So it will take you back to the policymakers, the government, the leaders actually, because they are the ones that actually control what we produce, their distribution, the stability in supply, the adequacy in supply. It all comes back to them. Then when you go back to the community, it also can affect the household, the access to the market, because it's at the market where we can actually pay in to get something that we can use to change on our diet, as a way to actually administer food security. So the infrastructure, the community, in the employment in the community, then the policies, the prices, all of that.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kajimulolens, for elaborating more about the causes of food insecurity at a household level. I beg our fathers and our mothers who are there, they have heard about the causes of food insecurity at a household level. I hope Patrick also has learned about household level. Patrick, did you get the household causes of food insecurity? Okay, thank you so much. And now we're going to talk about what can the government do? What can the nation do to assist these people, or as a nation, to assist us to overcome this food insecurity? What do you think the government can add on to us? For example, my family, as I told you, I have 5 children, 1 wife. What can the government actually help me out?
Actually, the government has actually put in place certain programs to help the public out of poverty.
Number 1,
the Myoga.
Do you think, is it achievable?
It would have been achievable if the state or the workers of the government, as it is, weren't as corrupt as they are.
Okay.
Yes. But okay, the Myoga, there is one that is going on right now. I think the Public Development Fund.
Parish development.
Parish development, yeah, that one. Yeah, which is going on right now. It's also to alleviate people out of poverty so that they can be food secure. Then also, the government should render information, as I told you earlier on. Only that the people should also know that when the government organizes such things as nutritional information, they should also attend. Because I've seen it in place that when certain organizations, or even the government itself, Kamara, when they organize certain nutritional programs for people to come individually and attend, they don't go there.
Because they don't give us money. They don't give us food. You want us to go for...
Oh, actually, sometimes they offer refreshments. So don't say they don't offer food. So they offer refreshment. So information, Kamara, is quite important, because you can find out that there are people in the village there that don't know that actually diversification of what they eat would actually save them a lot that they would have lost in raising up their children and in administering their business. Because I tell you, Kamara, a child who has grown up being undernourished or underfed will not perform, will not incur that labor, be it even these non-labor businesses that we do. They won't perform to those children that were fed well.
I understand.
You get? So they should really know information about nutrition. Then too, they should get employed. They should look for employment, or ways of acquiring.
Now we want to know, what has the government done to ensure these people get employment? Because we are looking at food insecurity, because we're alleviating food insecurity from families or households. I know we're looking at what the government could do, right? So you talk about employment. How can person look for employment in government?
The government should put in place policies that would ease access to resources, control of resources. And I'm too thankful to what the government is doing in Kamara nowadays, because it's giving ladies power to also have control over resources. This is helping.
And actually 75% of the women, they take place in crop production. And crop production improves
food security.
Viewers of BTM Television, once again, it's me, Kamara Daniel. Every single Friday at 9 p.m. we want to actually call upon you to stream us live on our Facebook pages, BTM Health, or at Kamara Daniel 3 on Twitter accounts, and post your comments or views, and we shall be able to air them. And we are seeing very many, actually, people are commenting, and we shall get back to your comments sooner. And they are really fascinating about food security. I think everyone must be concerned, because food is not a single method that can help us thrive or live in the world. We're going for a short quick break here, but once we return, more is to come.
Amanya gange bapita Irene Sanyu, ndi mukyala mutimbi, ndi mukyala mukubi wa bifaananyi, ate ngera nyambaza n'abagole. Njagala kugamba nti tulina gawunzi ennungi tuzitika okuva e China ate era n'okuva e Turkey. Tukuwa ekika kya gawuni kyonna ky'oyagala. Tuyina gomasi ez'akabi. Gwe tugamba bugambya, tetugamba nti z'osanze ewaffe ze twatimbye kwe tukoma. Ky'oyagala kyennyini kye tukuwa, tutimba omukolo okusinziira ku mbeera gwe gy'oba ogiddemu, tetugoba ssente. Tuwa mukisa Abasanyu Events, tusangibwa ku Namaganda Plaza, tuli ku level 2, shop number eri F2, ojje munange tukuwa ekyoyagala. Bwe tukutimbira omukolo toyoya balala, ate era ne bwe tukuba ebifaananyi tosobola kuyoya balala. Jangu tukwambaze tukolere omukolo gwo mulamba. Ate bw'oba otuwadde omukolo ne tuba nga gwonna ffe tugukozeeko, ate tukuwa discount. Kuba ku 0787 57 75 56. Tugezeeko, you will not be disappointed.
Well, you are once again most welcome. Today I just want to welcome you because I love you so much, BTM viewers, and especially for this health talk show. We have a question here that thank you, Kamara Daniel, for this interesting show. Why is that there is a lot of food insecurities in the villages, yet there are the production centers at the same time? This is from Winston to Esija Winston. He is asking actually that why is there food insecurities in the villages, yet there are the people who produce us food?
Actually, that's a very good question. Now, the thing is, as I earlier said, one, information. You find out that people in villages, they are using a particular piece of land to produce only maize and beans, in which they are eating. And they keep on eating that, yet they are depriving their bodies from certain nutrients. That's one way food insecurity is there in the villages. Then two, infrastructure. You find out that in villages, to get a market, Kamara, to move from you have to move miles and miles whereby you find out that actually they have money that they can use to diversify in what they're feeding on, but they have to take distances to acquire tomatoes, to acquire onions, to acquire food, those food ingredients that can actually provide for them the ingredients they want.
Okay.
Then 3, also in villages, there is poverty there. And if you add it to the poor infrastructure, that even the food they produce, they can't transfer it to town centers where they can acquire money and actually purchase other certain food, you find out that it will even produce more food insecurity in those villages, creating undernourishment, overweight, and all those negative effects of food insecurity. So villages, actually, the people there need information and they need access to better infrastructure so that they can be able to access food in all its categories and quantities that they require to live a better and healthy life.
Okay, thank you so much for answering this question. And actually it was from Twesija Winston, and actually was asking us about that one. Thank you so much, Twesija Winston, for your good question, and I think you've been certified. And also there is Nelson Vivian. Thank you so much for watching us, to you and your family, and they are thanking us for the program. Also want to know actually what are the challenges in implementing nutrition programs to enhance food security. Meanwhile, we are going to get more comments. So what are the challenges?
Actually, I gave you one, which is sometimes when they organize these nutritional topics and call people to come and attend and actually learn something from them, people don't actually come up. Then you find out that fighting poverty is going to be a process. It won't just come abruptly like that, and so it will take time for the government and for Uganda at large to fight food insecurity. Then also what I would say is the things that usually happen but we don't have control over them, like for example the climatic shocks. Right now the climate is changing, Kamara. If you remember the January that we used to have in the recent years, that January was kind of a lot of sunshine and actually little or no rain. But nowadays we have rains coming in once in a while. So climate is changing. That means that the producers of the country, the agriculturists as the backbone of Uganda, if they don't follow closely the meteorological directions that are given to them by, let me say, from the researchers at Entebbe, they will end up being depriving the country from food. So they should listen to the meteorological directions before they carry out the production. Then also the government should it's hard nowadays for the government to, in fact, it's a greater challenge for the government to actually fight food insecurity without it cleaning itself from corruption, which is one of the major problems that the government is facing. You find out that funds are released that are directed to health, but again they are being deviated. You find out that funds are released that are directed for emergency, so that those people that are being affected are not pushed towards food insecurity, but then people are diverting that money into their pockets. So if the government can come out with specific ways that it can monitor those funds, and also the funds that are provided by those donor and humanitarian organizations towards food insecurities in particular regions targeted, then it would make bigger sense, greater sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for answering that question. We have another question from actually Godfrey Kagwa. He's asking that why do single people face food insecurity? Single people are there, and you find actually that they also have problems in relation to nutrition. Like you find they don't have money to purchase food. What advice do you give them? From Kagwa Patrick. He's watching actually from Kono.
Okay, Kagwa, what I would say is that single people, and it's coming to Valentine, by the way. So single people, you find out that actually I'm also single. So you find out that as single people, we usually don't give attention to what we eat. I will buy let me say chips today, I eat chips tomorrow, then I eat popcorns tomorrow with soda, then I eat popcorns, I keep on eating chips, so it's about us to first of all take care of ourselves nutritionally, so that we give the body all the necessary nutrients in needed quantities for it to perform well, so that we can avoid that kind of food insecurity. Then two, as he said, the unemployment bit of it, we should look for employment as single people, as youths, because as the Uganda we are going to, without money you won't be able to get anything. As we say in Uganda, talina sente tafumita talindazi. So for you to acquire food, and in a given diversity, because different food varieties are rich in different nutrients that they supply to the body. So if you want that, we have to look for employment in one way or the other to acquire something, then we can be able to feed ourselves with different varieties of nutrients and run away from food insecurity, because its causes are usually slow, but they are really impactful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kajimu, for the good information towards youth and actually how they should have a good diet plan and also to avoid food insecurities in relation to our topic tonight. And literally now, you know, food insecurity still remains with our minds because people don't want to really to work. And as a government, is also in an area of actually helping everyone to the last end to access quality food, but they have tried in a way possible. So now, Mr. Kajimu, what would you wish to recommend for the government to start implementing there and then? Because we've seen actually that 45% of the children below 5 years are dying due to undernutrition. What are you commending to the government of Uganda and the people watching us today? What could they do to manage undernutrition in relation to food insecurity or food unavailability?
I would actually request the government to use all its means in whatever ways to first of all fight corruption, to make sure that all the necessary funds that are pushed towards areas or undergoing emergencies or areas facing food and food insecurity, that those funds are actually directed to that place and they serve the real purpose as to why they were pushed to reach that place. Secondly, the government should create ways in which poverty
it's available, it's utilized, and can be stabilized. That at any point, anyhow you can, it is available, you can access it financially, you can utilize it the correct way, and in all seasons it is stable. So Mr. Kajimu has been explaining about the food insecurities in the country, the challenges, the government what has done according to household level, even reach at the individual level. Sure, it has been an exhausting topic, and we know that we've done our level best. So, Mr. Kajimu, what would you love to encourage your fellow youth about as actually a fresh nutritionist? What would you like to encourage the government towards the food security, your youth, fellow youth, and the government?
Actually, I would encourage the government, as I've earlier said, first of all, to go on with the information, with disseminating information about nutrition to the people at large, and to encourage agriculture or production, because it's one way or the other that we can actually fight food insecurity, agriculture. Then also move hand in hand and create ways through value addition. This actually, Kamara, helps in stability of food, its supply, its storage. Actually, the government should also come up with storage facilities for food, because you find out that people actually in the north, they actually grow their food and take it for processing. So if the government can actually render community stores to such regions and to such people, then it would be really good to fight food insecurity. Then, as I earlier said, the corruption bit of it, to areas that are facing economic shocks, areas facing climatic shocks. The government should work really tirelessly to fight through maybe the anti-corruption task force to fight this thing, so that the money that is directed to fighting food security in those areas works for that particular reason. Then also the markets, the government should be able to renovate markets, should be able to build markets, should be able to bring markets closer to people in villages, and it should also work hand in hand, as I said, with the production department at district level, sub-county levels, to make sure that actually resistant varieties of different food products in given areas are actually brought in place and are actually grown, so that people that side can acquire food and get what to eat. Then to my fellow youths, as I earlier said, poverty is the #1 reason as to why food insecurity is rampant among us and among the single people. We should actually make sure that we fight as we could, either to create jobs or to look for employment, so that we can actually get what to eat in a diversity that will help us be actually healthy. And also, I would ask us to be actually vigilant with what we eat and when we eat it, and so that it can be useful into our bodies and to us. Then also, I would encourage the youths, myself, to actually look for ways of storing food for ourselves, that in case of any crisis, it can be financially stored, it can be physically stored in any way or the other, so that in case of any crisis, we are food secure.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Kajimu Lawrence. Was that your last remark? What is your last remark about that topic tonight?
Actually, the topic tonight has been one of the best topics I think I would have wanted as myself to deliver to the nation. And I think I've said all that I wanted to say, but I will put much emphasis on encouraging people. Please, please, please watch what we eat. Let's watch what we eat, because most of the diseases that we are facing right now are actually connected to what we eat. So let's be vigilant. Let's not eat to enjoy, but let's eat to live, to live with healthy bodies and vigorous.
Thank you so much. Mr. Kajimu Lawrence has been our guest tonight and has been explaining about food security, the relevance of food security in the communities, how these communities actually can improve their food security all the time, and actually what can the government do, what are the partnering organizations that are very, very important in improving food security in Uganda, and actually at an individual, household and community levels of food security. This health show airs every Friday at 9 p.m. This is basically for your prevention, your promotion, and actually treatment platform that you actually can get it for free from BTM Studios every single Friday at 9 p.m. Remember, your health is our priority. That's why actually bring to you fascinating professionals. People have qualified from all health professionals in Uganda and specialists, so that we discuss about prevailing conditions, health statistics, and bring to your know and your knowledge, so that you don't be outdated. Every single Friday at 9 p.m. with me, Kamara Daniel. Take care.